Alright guys, here is Ninja Turtle and I'm back. We're going to talk about Star Wars The Force Awakens a little bit, specifically about Captain Phasma, because I had issues with her. So the movie in general is a great movie. If you missed the review that I did on that, it's actually too bad. I can't post it right here because that's one of my first reviews, because what I did is I used way too much footage from the trailers to make that review, and YouTube said, well, after like maybe a month ago, because that was back in December, about a month ago, it pulled it down and says no one can watch it. So I can't show you that here, but you can go to blurdy.com and I'll leave the link in the description for you to check that out so you can see my review, the written review on Star Wars The Force Awakens, which again, I loved it. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, that means you've seen Star Wars The Force Awakens, so it shouldn't be an issue, but obviously spoiler alert, but that's the reason why it took so long to make this video in the first place. I actually wanted to do it back in January, but because everyone was so sensitive to Star Wars, I decided to stay away from it for a little while, and then I kind of forgot and got busy and whatever. So again, Star Wars, awesome movie. I loved it. I couldn't wait to buy it again, to watch it again. I've watched it 2 times since I got it on Tuesday. Now I finally want to talk about Captain Phasma, because when you have this movie and it has Rey and she's awesome and she's a strong female character, which I'm going to totally talk about in a whole nother separate video on what that means, but she's a strong female character and you got so many new characters. There's a huge diverse cast and basically retelling A New Hope, but they did it in a great way and in a modern movie way. Everything looked beautiful. The special effects were fantastic, on point, not overdone. Acting was relatively good, and so on. But all of that is great. But Captain Phasma, who was another, going into the movie, if you hadn't seen it before, you're hearing all this stuff about Captain Phasma, Gwendolyn Christie, and what she's doing in this character and how cool it is. It's a stormtrooper, but she's a captain, and it's a female, and her suit's all silver medal-y and awesome, and she's got to be totally badass, and yada yada this and yada yada that. And you go to that theater and you watch it on Blu-ray or whatever, and you see Captain Phasma and you're like, awesome, what's she gonna do? She does nothing. I believe the on-screen time for Captain Phasma in The Force Awakens is 91 seconds. At least that's what I just heard like a couple hours ago. I didn't count it myself, but what character with that much hype gets 91 seconds of screen time other than Boba Fett? But she is kind of like Boba Fett again, that she got so much hype but didn't hardly do anything. Sorry, Boba Fett fans, but it's true. He didn't do a damn thing in episode 4 or episode 5, and he was very short-lived in episode 6, so you know how it goes. I felt that they could have done so much more with Captain Phasma in The Force Awakens. Here's what I think they could have done. Let's first start talking about this guy, whoever he is. Like, I actually had to look it up before I wrote the article and I shot this video. His name is General Hux. I don't remember them saying his name in the movie. I'm not saying that they didn't. It's just that I didn't care enough about General Hux at all when I watched it in the theaters and when I watched it again at home on my TV to actually care about what his name was. I looked it up on IMDb and it's like, oh, that's his name, huh? So this guy, pretty lame, kind of a douche. Why do I care about him? Does he do anything significant to care about? But he got tons of on-screen time and was not a vital part of the story, but was involved. And I would say he was Kylo Ren's rival to Supreme, whatever, Snook. That guy, the big bad guy, that's, whatever. they were both vying for his approval and his favor. And though they didn't directly clash, they still kind of like were rivals in that Kylo Ren said, "Oh, I can get the map from Rey. I can do this. Like, trust me, Snoke. Don't listen to Hux. I just need more time." And Hux is like, "Man, I got this. Like, I'm gonna take my men and we're gonna go down there. And we're gonna smash some heads and we're gonna get it." So they were kind of conflicting against each other. So my idea is that why couldn't have Captain Phasma been in the position of Hux and Hux been Captain Phasma? Now, I don't mean like sex reversals where the one's a man and woman or whatever. I mean that instead of Hux being Kylo Ren's direct rival, that it should have been, in my opinion, Captain Phasma. I think it would have been a lot more interesting for Captain Phasma to rival Kylo Ren, and that here's someone, again, a female that's a stormtrooper that rose the ranks and she's so good. Now I'm kind of like pushing my own thing, but she's so good that she rose the ranks that she's not only the Captain Phasma, but maybe she's General Phasma instead, has command over everything, but kind of shares that command with Kylo Ren because Snook hasn't really picked one over the other. So they're both fighting each other to be that number one. Now, don't get me wrong, I completely understand that neither Hux nor Captain Phasma have force powers like Kylo Ren does. But that still doesn't stop Hux from being right there with them. So what if we switched in Captain Phasma, or call her General Phasma in my example, and no, not give her force powers, but say she's just resourceful enough to fight Kylo Ren if they had to fight. Now, they don't need to fight in this episode, episode 7, but even if they did or didn't, or maybe they do it in episode 8, wouldn't it be great to see that? To see that not only is Captain or General Phasma, in my example, so badass that she's just, not only is she badass, but she's badass enough to fight Kylo Ren and hold her own. So again, going back to Boba Fett, he may not have done a whole lot, but he did fight Luke Skywalker, and I mean, don't get me wrong, he lost, but he lost because he got bumped by Han Solo, or who, I'm pretty sure it was Han Solo off the top of my head, and he fell into a sand vagina. So it's not like, yes, a sand vagina. But again, Boba Fett, he was fighting Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker is the most powerful Jedi there ever was. So if we're taking Kylo Ren and putting him up against a hypothetical Captain Phasma, wouldn't that be pretty cool if you can see that? Maybe they're fighting for Snook's approval, and or just only one can win, only one can be the top dog at the First Order, or whatever they call themselves these days. I think that would be awesome. I think that would address the huge issue that was Captain Phasma in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Because, again, totally underwhelming character, totally underused character, should have been doing a whole lot more. And fans totally wanted more out of Captain Phasma. I wanted more. We got everything we wanted out of Rey. We got it out of Finn. Everyone loved Poe Dameron. Everyone loved well, not everyone loved Kylo Ren. I was on the fence on him. But in the very least, that first half of the movie, Kylo Ren was fantastic. But we got a lot of great new characters. It was really Captain Phasma that was completely underwhelming. And sure, I know that in the future episodes, Captain Phasma is supposed to be getting an expansion of character and supposed to show off how badass and good she is. But we had an opportunity in episode 7. We see her, she's there. Why couldn't we get it then? Or just something then, instead of just 91 seconds of wasted screen time? There was really no point to introduce her at all in this episode if they weren't going to do anything with her. Again, I know even with Boba Fett, he was in episode 1, or excuse me, episode 3 and episode 4, but barely said anything and really just barely did anything again. But he was in those, and maybe that's what they planning on doing with Captain Phasma, but still, an opportunity lost is an opportunity lost. So, what do you think of my theory? I don't know if anyone else has this out there. Again, I had totally had this idea a few months ago. I just waited too long to do the video and write this thing up. But if you agree with me, you think Captain Phasma would be awesome as a direct rival to Kylo Ren, let me know in the comments below. Or if you're on Facebook or wherever you're at, if you're on blurdy.com, just let me know, send me a message or shoot me a tweet. I'm at Ninja Chortle, or you can tweet Blurdy. Either way, I'll see it all. If you have any other theories on what you'd like to see out of Captain Phasma, or would have liked to have seen out of Captain Phasma, let me know, because I'd love to hear them. I just think that it would be cool if Captain Phasma was, you know, cool, because she really wasn't a very underwhelming character. Until next time, I'll see you guys again. I am Ninja Chortle. Make sure you hit up blurdy.com, and I'll see you in the next video. I just want to say thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, share the video with whatever social media you have, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put up all types of videos as well as blog posts on our blog blurdy.com about gaming and comic books and cosplay, movies and TVs. We have reviews, we have previews, we just discuss whatever is happening in our nerdy world. So make sure you go and check us out. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, so you can watch us play games. Now, we also have an Instagram account which is 100% dedicated to cosplay, so if you are a cosplayer or just a cosplay lover, make sure you follow us on Instagram. But you're here on YouTube or maybe watching us on our blog, blurdy.com. So while you're here, make sure you start watching this video right here, Supergirl panel. So I don't know if that's any indication of, you know, Supergirl's popularity over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or over Chloe Bennett, or just the fact that it was on the last day and a lot of people just weren't attending. It was the last panel, you know, so maybe those people already left, so I'm not gonna get too into that. But again, back to Supergirl, it just surprised me that she had that